Okay, so hi everyone, welcome back to our vocabulary class, and today we are going to talk about root, suffix, and prefix. Okay. So a root word is the original word. You can say original word, while prefix and suffix is an addition to a word. Jadi kalau misalnya root itu adalah kata originalnya ya. Kalau misalnya prefix and suffix itu adalah kata tambahan. And prefix usually comes at the beginning of the word. Jadinya kalau prefix itu dia itu ada di bagian depan dari kata original. Jadinya kayak kata tambahan di bagian depan, awalan. While suffix usually comes and at the end of the word. Jadi kata tambahan di bagian belakang. Begitu kira-kira. So before this, I tried to record and the video is not loading. Jadinya saya tadi baru saja mencoba untuk record, tapi videonya loadingnya kurang bagus ya. I don't know. I think it's problem with my internet, so I'm just going to talk to you about it manually, and I'm going to type the examples so you will be able to see what I mean. Oh no, stop share first, and then let's share this one. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, goodness. So many words in English are formed from a set of Latin roots with different prefix and suffix. Knowing the root of such word may help you to remember or guess their meaning when you see them in context. These words are usually fairly normal in their formation. They can perhaps be seen as Latin formal equivalent or phrasal verb. So, jadi ini maksudnya itu, jadi banyak words yang bahasa Inggris itu, dia itu asal muasalnya itu dari bahasa Latin, originalnya itu, yang memiliki berbagai macam prefix kata awalan dan suffix kata tambahan yang ada di belakang begitu. Terus mengetahui kata originalnya itu roots ya, kata original itu dapat membuat kamu itu bisa remember, lebih bisa untuk mengingat or guessing. Jadinya itu atau menebak bagi apa meaningnya dari words itu when you see them in context. Apa artinya kata itu saat kalian melihatnya. Begitu kira-kira. Jadi, there are some examples here. Like expect. This is the root word. As you can see, it's usually bolded. The examples are usually in a bold font. Yeah. Expect means to see or to look. Jadinya root words, jadinya kata awalan, kata dasarnya ini, itu artinya itu melihat. See or look. Both of them are melihat, ya. And so as you can see, respect here. It's already added with. Ini karena ada re-nya itu adalah prefix ya. karena dia ada di depan, right? Respect, suspect, and then suspect, and then prospect for gold. To see, to look. Jadi seperti yang saya pernah bilang ya, I've told you before that some words can have different meanings, right? See is melihat, but look it's not only melihat. So like if you say, for example, I ask you to look for the watch. Jadinya itu saya meminta kamu itu untuk melihat jam, tapi juga bisa saya meminta kamu untuk mencari di mana jamnya itu. It's because when you or I cannot find my glasses. Can you please look for that? Jadinya saya tidak bisa menemukan glasses ya, kacamata saya. Bisakah kamu itu mencarinya untuk saya ya? Like search. Prospect here, it's a search. That's why it's a search. Prospect for gold. Jadinya itu untuk mencari emas ya. But it also has like a different meaning. Like I think he has a good prospect. Jadinya sepertinya dia mempunyai prospek yang bagus. Begitu. Jadinya mempunyai sesuatu masa depan yang bagus begitu. Prospeknya bagus. It could be like that too. And then the police suspected, had a feeling. Suspected bukan cuma had a feeling ya. Had a feeling itu kan punya perasaan ya. Suspected itu kan mencurigai ya, mencurigai. And then respect itu kan menghormati ya, menghormati. Looked up to. As you know before, they said that if you know certain root of words, it may help you remember to guess their meaning. Jadinya itu bisa untuk kalian itu mengira-ngira apa artinya. But I tell you that it's not an easy thing to do. Jadinya itu bukan sesuatu yang mudah untuk dilakukan ya, menebak-nebak itu. Dan juga dia catat ya, you have to underline this in a bold words, like may help you, only may help you, mungkin dapat membantu kamu. So it's not every like spect is going to have a meaning of see or look. As you can see, respect can be a different meaning, right? It's certainly not see or look. Okay, then let's move on to third. It's a turn. Jadinya itu pindah, ya, kayak bergerak, begitu. Move. And then the examples are reverted, went back. Dia bergerak kan? It's turning. Karena dia kan berpindah menjadi, it's like in the example, say, I tried a word processor, but I soon reverted to my old typewriter. Jadinya saya mencoba word processor, itu like computer, you know, but I soon reverted to my old typewriter. Jadi, tapi saya akhirnya kembali ke mesin ketik saya, old typewriter. Cepat sekali menyerahnya ya. How come? And then another example is convert. is change belief. Like missionaries went to Africa to convert people to Christianity. Jadinya itu para misionaris itu pergi ke Afrika untuk convert ya, change belief. Jadi membuat orang-orang itu menganut Christianity, ya, menjadi Katolik begitu. And then diverted, took attention away. Diverted attention, oh jadinya kan mengalihkan gitu ya, mengalihkan perhatian. Turn, this one makes more sense than the spect one, right? You see what I mean? Jadinya it may help you in guessing words sometimes, but it may not. Jadi root words itu terkadang ada yang bisa membantu kamu untuk meng-guess, like this first one, reverted, converted, diverted, all of them have like the connection with turn. But the spect one is certainly, well, at least in my opinion, okay, and from what we have discussed, right? Then port, to carry or take. Jadinya itu untuk membawa atau mengambil ya. The transport, send across. Okay, it's carrying. You're transporting something, right? And then import, export. Okay. Well, import is mengambil barang kan dari luar, masuk ke dalam negara kita. Things from abroad comes to our like country for business transactions, right? And export is also the same. We sell something to other country. And it's like carrying something aboard, right? Or taking something like back to our country, like import. Yeah. Okay, supported by the old beams, held up. Okay, so this is, well, it could be carrying. I mean, it's the proof are carried by the old beams, right? Jadinya itu kan si old beams is like kerangka yang ada di bawahnya roof loh, di bawahnya atap. Jadi kerangka di bawah atap itu. Dia itu kan yang membuat atap itu tetap bisa untuk menjadi kokoh kan. It's the one that holds it up. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so duct or duct, lead, educated, conducted, produces, makes. Okay, duct or duct. You can see the like difference. Oh, I see. Yeah. So she was educated abroad. Well, it didn't really have anything to in relation to lead. Ya kan? Apalagi artinya bahkan juga tidak ada. Even the meaning of this sentence has nothing to do with lead. She was educated abroad. She went to school abroad, right? Nothing to do with lead. And then conducted the orchestra with great figure, lead, ya. He conducted, dia itu kan jadi kan memimpin memang, mengadakan ya orkestra with great figure. Figure ini sangat bersemangat begitu. Terus Japan produce a lot of electronic equipment. Jadinya dia itu make a lot of electronic equipment. Jadi Jepang kan banyak produksi ya elektronik, barang-barang elektronik. Well, again, it's not really related to the lead one, so yeah. And She was impressed, push, okay. She was impressed by her presentation. The weather depresses me. She always expresses herself very articulately. Press, push. Impressed. Well, you know, maybe it has something to do with feelings. Mungkin ada hubungannya dengan perasaan ya. Impressed by his presentation. Jadi kan kita itu kan merasa kayak, feeling kita itu kan kayak diketuk begitu kan ya. Dengan presentasinya dia begitu. Impressed, kan itu kan admiration gitu kan, sangat merasa sangat, bagaimana ya? Impressed. Terkesan. My goodness. And then this weather depresses me, makes me feel miserable. Jadi merasa kayak depresi gitu. Dia juga kan merasa feelingnya itu ditekan begitu kan ya. Jadinya makanya dia itu merasanya depresi gitu. She always expresses herself very articulately. Articulately itu kayak sangat bagus begitu. Sangat detail juga. Jadi expresses. Jadinya dia kan selalu mengeluarkan perasaannya gitu. Puts her thought into words. Selalu berusaha, dia mengusahakan dirinya sendiri. Well, that's a stretch, right? Kayak terlalu dipaksakan begitu untuk relate-nya dengan press or push. Well, just so you know, it's not me who made all of this thing up, okay? It's someone, our ancestor, if you still remember what is the meaning of ancestor. I'm not going to tell you. I want you to remember what ancestor means. Who made all of these rules and generating the meaning of that. And I'm just teaching you on how to know some of the rules for our lesson today. Okay, so postpone, place or put. Postpone until next week, change to a later date. Okay, this one makes a little bit sense because it's placing the meeting, right? Like put the meeting until next week. Jadinya kan maksudnya itu kan diundur kan meetingnya itu menjadi itu apa namanya next week. Jadi kan dipindahkan gitu kan, to put, dipindahkan, to put out, not this week, next week. And then the post, put off the throne. Oh my God, the king was deposed by his own son. Wow, dikudeta prince-nya, king-nya sama anaknya sendiri. Deposed. Okay. And then I don't want to impose my view on you. Force. Itu. I don't want to put my view on you. Jadinya kan itu bisa jadi saya tidak mau force tuh memaksakan ya, impose sama di force. My view on you. Jadinya pemikiran saya pada Anda begitu kira-kira. Okay. And then, this is how you change the word into becoming a person noun, to become adjective, to become abstract noun. Oh, this is actually you put either prefix, kata depan, or suffix, kata belakang, into these words. Actually, in here you only put suffixes. Interesting. Jadi ternyata kalau misalnya di sini itu adalah bagaimana caranya kalian merubah kata menjadi kata lain. Begitu. Jadinya, dan di sini kebetulan hanya menambahkan suffix. Dia cuma menambahkan kata belakangnya saja. So if you want to change it into person noun, noun yang menyatakan tentang orang ya. Usually it's about job, like inspector. Inspect is like meneliti ya. Inspector itu orang yang meneliti. Usually it's for criminal, it's a police related job. Jadinya itu ya, apa namanya, inspektur polisi gitu biasanya, inspector. You add either or er. Most of the time. There's even a deportee. There is also employee, right? Employer, employee. Employer itu kan orang yang bosnya ya. Employee itu pekerjaan, right? And then oppressor, composer, introducer, advertiser, blah, blah, blah. Waiter, and then seamsters, and then what else? Doctor. Yeah, most of them have like or er. Then if you want to change into adjective, it could be ing, it could be ed, it could be ry, it could be ve or te. Composite, oppressive, introductory, deported, advertising, inspecting. It's because there are like 30 something suffixes. Jadinya itu kata belakang itu tuh ada 30-an lebih begitu. But there are like certain suffixes that I want you to learn after this, because those are the most you will encounter them. You will mostly encounter them. Jadinya itu saya pengen, kita akan belajar yang ada beberapa saja ya, yang paling common. Jadinya itu yang paling sering akan kalian lihat, begitu. And then for abstract nouns, the inspection, advertisement, mostly eon or ment. Deportation, introduction, oppression, composition. So you will be able to later discern whether it's like whether certain words will have suffixes or prefixes. You will be able to know. Jadinya itu nanti kalian begitu kalian sudah belajar root, prefix, dan suffix, kalian akan bisa untuk apabila kalian melihat suatu kata bisa mengetahui apakah itu sudah ditambahkan seperti ada suffix ya, kata awalan, or prefix atau kata prefix kata awalan or suffix kata yang di belakang. And you will be able to know some words, guess some words, like this port, transport, export, support, and vert, revert, divert, convert, because they all have like the same meaning usually, like turn or carry. But there are many words that maybe not really the same as what it is as the meaning of the root words. Jadinya kalian akan bisa juga untuk mengenali beberapa kata ya kalau misalnya kalian itu belum terlalu tahu artinya. Kalian bisa mengira-ngira dari kata dasarnya. Tapi seperti yang saya bilang tadi, itu bukan berarti akan bisa dilakukan dengan semudah itu. Bisa jadi juga tergantung konteks, itu jadinya tetap lain artinya, tidak seperti arti dari root words-nya. Begitu. Okay, and then these are the exercise. As usual, just do the ones that I've told you, so you wouldn't be really pressured, okay? And then let's talk about prefix. Now, let's see if we are going to be able to watch the video right now, or is it still having like problem? If there's still problem, then we will need to just do it manually like that.
What am I going to do today? Yeah, I have no. Hi, JamesEngvid. You know what? I'm not too sure what to do, so why don't we do something basic? It's not going to really be basic, but I'll tell you what I want to do. I'm going to help you learn how to spell or use prefixes in English. What do I mean by that? The first thing I want to teach you is what is a prefix and the 6 basic prefixes we start with. That should help you along with your spelling and your reading.
Okay, so as you can see in here, there are 6 basic prefixes. Jadinya itu ada 6 basic prefixes, kata awalan, yang akan help you with your spelling and your reading. Jadinya itu bisa membantu kalian untuk pelafalan dan juga saat kalian itu membaca nanti. Begitu kira-kira. I've watched this video before, and from the estimation, like 90-something% of prefixes, it's usually on the negative side of things. Okay, just let's do it.
Hey, what's up? So what is a prefix? That's the first thing we should look at. Well, prefix in itself as a word. It's P-R-E. And funny, it means before. I've done a couple lessons on this before, vocabulary lessons, so please go check them out, where I take some of these and a bigger lesson. So if you're okay with this, you want more, go there and then do the quiz when you're done. Cool. Anyway, so prefix goes before a word. There are basically 6 basic ones. There are many. There are hundreds, actually. But the ones I'm going to introduce today, you're going to see many, many times. And when I'm done, I'm going to give you a little surprise up there. Something that I think will be interesting, surprising. So let's get started, shall we?
Okay, so apparently there are like hundreds of prefixes. Jadi ada ratusan kata awalan in English language. And the prefixes itself is actually a prefix. You know, like before, jadinya itu kata pre-nya sendiri itu, PRE ini, adalah kata awalan juga dari fixes. Because if you think about it, fix itu kan juga ada artinya ya. Fix is memperbaiki kan. Prefixes jadinya itu dia itu seperti apabila ditambah kata ini dia akan memperbaiki kata lain, something like that. That's interesting.
Right, let's move towards the board. So the first one I want to do means to and toward. You've seen it before. It does change. What I should introduce also is that the fact that a prefix is what we call a morpheme. A morpheme, morph means to change. It's the smallest unit of English, like the number 1. It's the smallest unit you can have that has a meaning. And that's what basically prefixes are. They're small units, but they have a very distinct, which means a certain or one meaning that's special, okay?
Okay, so he said that like prefix is basically the same as morphemes. Jadinya itu adalah morphemes itu katanya adalah suatu kata dalam bahasa Inggris, ya, yang dia itu walaupun dia itu cuma ada satu bagian kecilnya, tapi apabila dia itu memiliki arti, itu disebutnya prefix. That's basically it. Begitu kira-kira. Sekecil-kecilnya bahasa, kayak like add, ini dia itu kan ada artinya juga. Add means to, jadinya itu kayak, karena adding it means that menambahkan kan, dan dia itu kan juga means to, karena dia itu kan menambahkan untuk sesuatu kan, dia menambahkan sesuatu, begitu.
So these are one. Let's do the first one. The first one is to and toward. What would it be? Well, it means in this case, if I put it here, it means next to. And if I put it here, it means give to. You've seen it before. I'm going to put it up here. Have. Well, think about it. 1 plus 1. You move the numbers together and get 2. Move them together, 2. That's what we add. Well, funny. That's what it also means as a morpheme. We put it here. We put add join. It means together or next to. When you say I have my bathroom adjoins the living room, it is next to. There, toward, or to, together. What is this one? Well, you already know I'm going to put add here, right? So let's just add it. I keep saying that, add, right? Go towards the next thing. Administer. When you administer something, your doctor does this. You go, he administers a drug or an injection. It means to give to you. Or we will administer punishment. will not be quiz properly. Right? We'll give you one. Right? So let's do the next one.
Okay, so the example for this one is add, adjoin, and administer. Adjoin is next to, like di samping ya, like what he said. The living room is, or my room has an adjoined bathroom. Jadinya itu kamar saya itu next to the bathroom. Jadinya itu adjoin to the bathroom itu maksudnya including bathroom juga. Begitu, jadinya ada kamar mandinya di dalam itu dan di sebelahnya kan tetap aja. Okay, and then administer means give to, jadi kan memberikan kepada, but it's not really that meaning. Like what he said, administer punishment. Itu kan maksudnya itu memberikan, ya memberikan ya, give to, memberikan suatu hukuman, punishment. And then administer the medicine, like the doctor said. Jadinya itu memberikan obat, begitu. And then what other words that could use add? Let me see. Let's stop sharing. Is there any word here? Oh, nope. As you can see, there are many more words, right? Anti, auto, by, ex, micro, miss, monto, multi, over, post, pro, pseudo, re, semi, sub, under. There's so many prefixes, like what he said, like hundreds. Oh, advocate. Nah, I just remember that. Jadi advocate itu maksudnya adalah menganjurkan, ya, recommend, mengusulkan. Advocate. Kalau misalnya vocate-nya sendiri itu artinya panggilan. And then next.
Right. With and together. Some of these books, I know unity, I promise. Unity and Ivory. That's it's Ebony and Ivory. Anyway, let's go here. But need with and together. So what could this possibly be? I don't know. How about home? Come. Be with or together. And when we put it here, I made a small joke about unity, ebony and ivory, because I said living together, perfect harmony. You see that song? Unity, they live as one. Community, living as one. One group of people together as one. What about compromise? Compromise. You ever heard that word before? I hope not, or you need a new English teacher. It's compromise. This changes when you put the comma in front. I don't make the rules. I'm just here to administer. You like that? I like it too. Okay. So when you make a compromise, you promise together. It's two people want different things, but you say, look, you can't have everything, and I can't have everything. So why don't we promise to give each other a little bit of this and a little bit of that? So we meet halfway. We come together and halfway, right? With a promise, we come and compromise halfway with each other. When you say co-promise. So,
Okay. The next one, the first one is add, right? And then the next one is come. It means with or together. And he said the examples are community and compromise. Jadinya kalau community itu kan kita tuh membentuk suatu, we build a society together, or we build a small group together that have the same goal or the same interest together, and we can say we have a community. Jadinya kan kita membangun suatu komunitas ya, yang memiliki kayak tujuan atau interest is ke interest, minat yang sama. Okay. And then the other one is compromise. Jadi compromise itu adalah like if you have a friend, if you live with someone, you have a roommate in your boarding house, for example, and then you have a disagreement because of something or another. In order for you to not fight, you have to compromise. Berkompromi jadinya kalian. Karena kalau misalnya kalian itu tinggal sama satu orang, kan you have like a different way to live your life. And you also have different personality. Kamu kan biasa hidup seperti apa, lain gitu kan, dengan teman kamu yang berada di satu rumah kos-kosan itu, begitu kira-kira. Jadi kan bisa jadi kan ada cekcok sedikit kan, probably you will have some disagreement, but in order to you not to fight with them, biar gak berantem ya, and you have to compromise, jadi harus kompromi begitu. Compromise. But kalau misalnya promise-nya itu sendiri, promise-nya itu sendiri itu artinya adalah janji, begitu. And then unity itu sendiri artinya it's komunitas juga artinya. Okay. Okay, so another example is combine, combo, like combine, bind-nya sendiri itu kan mengikat ya. Jadi combine itu jadinya itu together, jadinya if you combine bread with Nutella, I really like Nutella. The bread will taste even better. Jadinya kan kalau misalnya kamu mengkombinasikan ya menjadi satu kan dia with together kan, mereka berdua itu roti dan Nutellanya akan menjadi sangat bagus. Rasanya lebih enak lagi. Ya begitulah kira-kira.
So you promise, I promise. We'll make a compromise. You work, I work, we'll get better. Okay, so co-promise, don't say compromise. Compromise. If you say compromise, say you learned it from some other teacher. I guess there's some girl out there who's teaching English, you can blame it on. Okay, so promise together. Mr. E, we've done 1 and 2. What's next? Well, let's go here. Dios. Okay, we have one here that means against and toward. That's interesting. Against and toward, they seem opposites. And that's what this one basically means, ob. When we look at here, you look at this word obvious. Obvious. It means towards, easy to see. When something is obvious, you can easily see it, or you're moving to make it obvious, so you can easily see it. One I didn't put here is all, because we talk about signs, but that's another lesson, the one we have toward. But here's another one, noxious. Noxious is actually a word which means to make you sick. If something is noxious, or nauseous, nauseous. So when we have obnoxious, it means toward making you sick, or not happy. That's very obnoxious. What you said was obnoxious. I don't like it. It almost makes me want to be sick. Sorry about that.
Okay, so the next one is op. It's against, or towards. Jadinya itu yang berikutnya itu adalah op ya. It has two different meanings.
Next.
Oh, so against itu kan artinya itu menentang ya. Kalau misalnya toward itu kan menuju begitu. Lalu the examples are views and noxious. Jadinya itu views artinya itu kejam, interesting, right? But when you add op on it, kalau kalian itu tambahin op, jadinya obvious, it means that something that is really, you can completely see it. It's something that everyone can guess, everyone know gitu. Itu adalah sesuatu yang sangat kayak semua orang bisa tahu gitu. Semua orang bisa melihat dengan jelas. Sesuatu yang sangat jelas gitu. Tangible. Jadinya nyata ya, kentara gitu. Like for example, there is a cat and you pointed at a cat. Jadinya kalau misalnya kalian tuh melakukan sesuatu yang sangat kentara dan kalian mengatakan sesuatu yang sangat kentara gitu. Kalian bilang itu kucing, that's a cat. Dan kalian bahkan sampai pointing it to the cat. Jadinya kalian bahkan sampai menunjuk ke kucingnya itu. Itu kan sangat kentara kan. And then everyone could say, yes, it's obvious. You don't have to like point it out. I mean, we all know it's a cat. Semua orang kan tahu itu cat. Nggak perlu kayak harus sampai ditunjukin gitu. Except if you are teaching probably kids. Kecuali kalau kalian itu ngajarin anak-anak ya, kalian harus melakukan sesuatu yang obvious. So the children will be able to know. Jadi kecuali kalau kalian ngajarin anak-anak ya, kayak anak TK gitu kan, mereka kan belum tahu mungkin, belum kenal dengan kata cat. Jadi kalian itu harus untuk agar memperjelasnya, to make it obvious, you need to do everything, like give like the cat drawing or probably just point it out to the cat if it's actually there. Kalau misalnya ada kucingnya kalian bisa tunjuk, kalau misalnya nggak mungkin kalian bisa video or use drawings atau pakai picture, etc. But that's another talk. And then for noxious, itu kan to make sick ya, dan untuk membuat seorang itu kayak sakit gitu. But obnoxious did not really have that kind of connotation with me. See, like because I know this word from Harry Potter. I read Harry Potter book, and then I think it's because someone in that book says that Draco Malfoy is very obnoxious. That's why I think it's not about making someone sick. It's more like very annoying, like sangat menjengkelkan gitu. It could even but he did said it could have the same meaning as him too. Like he said that made him sick, right? The way he said something makes them sick. But from my experience, it's like someone who is very proud of himself say something and it doesn't really make sense, and that's why it's like very in, and the way he said it and his expression, body language make it so obnoxious. It's more like that to me. Jadinya kalau misalnya dia itu maksudnya itu kayak kalau misalnya saya maksudnya itu menjengkelkan, kalau misalnya kayak in the teacher in this YouTube video says that itu perkataan orang itu membuat dia menjadi kayak merasa tidak enak sekali begitu kira-kira.
We're gonna do this one, and that's so. Damn it! I almost gave it away, but you don't know unless you're really smart. You look here, but I'm covering that. Next one, servient. It's not a servient. You know, you go to. I'm not thinking you which one of these is servient. A servient, but it means under. Now, if you look here, it should be easy for you. It should be obvious. See, I'm not trying to be obnoxious. I'm just trying to use the lesson in a way for you to learn. It's sub. Sub means under or lower in English, or actually it's the last word, it's not under. So we put here sub, we put subservient. This is interesting. I know it's small, so work with here. And it means somebody knows their position is lower or under others, and they act like it. So, sorry, it acts like it, and they act like it. So basically, you have someone who acts like, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir, yes, you're subservient. Under us, serves under us. Cool. Subway. Well, if you're from New York or from Toronto, they have a subway. That means they travel under the ground.
Okay, and then the next one is sub, under. And when I encountered this, I immediately remember submarine, kapal bawah itu ya, kapal selam ya. Like our pempek, submarine pempek. And then, yeah, okay, let's go back to the example here, subservient. It means that someone who is very, like, as he said, terlihat seperti if someone works under someone else, jadi itu. And he is very like how do you, obedient, yeah, obedient. Another example for this, obedient. Dia itu sangat patuh gitu ya, manut gitu sama atasannya gitu kan, with his supervisor or boss. Itu it could be said as subservient begitu kira-kira. And then the next example is subway. Subway is kereta bawah tanah ya. MRT. MRT is like MRT is metro railway station. Oh, mass rapid transit. Okay. Yeah. And then what else is there? Subservient, subway, submarine, substitute. Substitute itu pengganti ya. Substitute. Okay.
Cool. Let's go over here. Let's observe it in some way. What else can we possibly have? A bunch. Because again, we have women together twice. It's not my fault. These are the basic six. I'm just telling you. Because if you look at the dictionary, you'll see pages and pages starting with this. Right? So together on this would be here. Put it up here. Sin. You've seen this. I'm going to make one small change. You may say, James, this is sin. You put sin, and then you do something else. This is wrong. Sometimes sin becomes sim. Sometimes this, it looks like this. But it's the same. In this case, sympathy. If somebody has sympathy, they have something with emotion. Right? They have sympathy for you, they have emotions with you, or together with you. They share that with you, or together with you. Sympathy for your children, sympathy for the planet or other people. I feel as you do. And here's one. If you're studying English, you have to learn this one. And I'm coming right back to syntax. This isn't a tax for being a bad person. No. Syntax is how words work together. You can put the verb and the subject and the object in different places, but in English there's a syntax. There's a way that the words must go. You have to write them this way.
Yeah, okay. So the next one is sin or sim. It's, again, not because we are trying to confuse you, bukannya karena kita ingin untuk membuat kalian jadi bingung ya. It's just how the way it is from the rules of English language. It's not that we don't want to make it easier for you to understand. It's just something that we cannot have a say because someone who made it up already probably died like several centuries ago. Ya kan? Bukannya kita ingin membuat kalian itu bingung ya dengan adanya sin or sim and then another with the same meaning with together with the add one to get, no, with the come one, with or together. Jadinya bukan kita mau membuat kalian bingung juga dengan kenapa artinya sama terus juga katanya beda, bukan. It's just because that is the rules, karena itu kan rules-nya. Dan juga memang kita itu kan hidupnya udah di zaman sekarang ya. Jadinya kita tidak bisa bertanya maupun memberikan pendapat, terutama karena orang-orang yang membuat ini sudah meninggal beberapa ratus tahun yang lalu, like a century ago. So, yeah, I went through this before. Aku juga pernah seperti kalian kok. Kayak, so we are in this together, okay? Kita sama-sama berada di sini. Okay, so the example is sympathy and syntax. The sympathy, this fati means sad. Jadinya fatinya itu means sedih gitu. Sympathy itu menjadinya itu ikut sedih gitu kan. Kita kan bersimpati gitu sama dia, kan kita ikut sedih walaupun bukannya kita yang mengalami. Even though it's not us who like have like a very sad situation, like when my neighbor, it's a grandma, my grandma's friend. She's my grandma's friend for quite a long time, and she suddenly died. So we sympathize with her family who was left behind. Jadinya ya kira-kira begitu kan. Kita kan ikut sedih gitu sama dia. Okay, and then syntax. Syntax is how words work together. Jadinya itu dia kan seperti yang teacher James said, dia itu bilang kalau misalnya tax is like bayar tagihan ya, bayar tax. Kalau misalnya syntax itu menjadi bagaimana cara kata-kata itu dirangkai bersama, begitu. Bagaimana cara merangkai kata bersama dalam bahasa Inggris yang baik dan benar. That's what syntax means. Jadi kan work together, right? How to make the words make sense. Jadi bagaimana cara membuat kata-kata tersebut menjadi sebuah kalimat yang memiliki arti yang benar, yang juga dengan aturan dan cara yang benar, begitu kira-kira.
So your teacher will go, great, for the syntax at all. Words don't work well together for the way that syntax together with. Now, I missed something, so this lesson is quite sufficient. When I say something else, it's not quite finished. And what would that be? Good, because it's going to help me with the final one I want to do. And it's this one. In. Very popular word. And it's in these days. When we say something, it's banishment style. So in, funny enough, it's not. It's the opposite. Not. And in means into, to enter. So if you hear here, which is what's happening right now, sufficient means enough. If you speak Spanish, suficiente. I don't speak Spanish. I wish I did. Learn to know. But if you say that, it's not enough. I don't have enough time. Insufficient. Let me just finish off this. It's insufficient. Not enough. Insufficient time. We're running out. I have to hurry. And the last one is incapable. Capable comes from capacity or ability. So, but no ability. Someone has no ability to do something. See, I was incapable of finishing the lesson until 5 seconds ago, and that's what I wrote. Inability. Incapable and insufficient. It wasn't sufficient. I missed one. Gave you 5, and 6. And incapable wasn't finished.
Okay, so the next one is in. We actually talk about this, right? In is also a preposition. Like just on Monday, it has the same meaning. Like in, it's like into something. But if it's like in the beginning of some word, I mean, it's in the combination, yeah, not like in different word that have space. Jadi kalau misalnya in-nya itu dipakai di depan sebuah kata, kalau misalnya dia itu terpisah, ya ada space-nya kan, ada jaraknya gitu, it usually means into. Nah, kalau misalnya in itu dipakai untuk menggabungkan suatu kata, like in this prefix ya, ada di depan suatu kata yang dia itu tulisnya, dia itu bersambung, ini tidak ada, this one did not have space, okay? It's like insufficient. It means not. Jadinya itu artinya tidak. Begitu. Insufficient is not enough. Like we don't have insufficient box for us to give to the mosque for our like buka bersama, begitu. Jadinya kita tidak punya box makanan yang cukup untuk buka bersama. Buka bersama itu have open to break our fast. Okay. And then together, incapable. And then other people said, we are incapable to finish all the box because we did not have enough people to do it. Terus ada yang protes. Kami tidak bisa melakukannya. Have no ability. Kami tidak bisa untuk membereskan semua box yang untuk masjid itu, for the mosque. Because we don't have, or because we have insufficient people. Jadi kita itu tidak ada orang yang cukup untuk mengerjakan berapa ratus box itu, untuk break our fast together, untuk buka bersamanya itu, karena itu. Begitu kira-kira. Okay, and then...
That's why the worm works here. Keep on top of my job. Anyway, I wrote all of this, and I told you these are the 6 basic ones. There are many more. Some of these have been done in a bigger lesson on English. Let's go check those out. And let's get to the quiz. But notice I did this one last. I really did do it for me. You're going to find out. Do you know that only 4 prefixes make up, take a guess, do you think 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%? What's that, Mr. Reed? That's right. 97% of most of the prefixes out there. Surprised? And do you know it's this one that's included in the list of 4? These 4 are used 97%. And the best part is, they're mostly negative. It makes my language a very negative language. I don't think that's right. I think that's not fair. But in, does, and net, and on usually mean no more times. Anyway, a quick review.
Okay, so this is just a trivia from him that 97% of prefix are in the that you are going to find in a word is going to be either in, this, on, or re. And all of them mostly means not. Like insufficient, not enough, right? It's not enough. And then dissatisfied. Jadi itu saya tidak dissatisfied itu satisfy itu kan satisfy. Oh, tidak puas begitu. It's a negative. It has negative connotation. And then unethical. Unethical means jadinya itu dia tidak etis gitu. Maksudnya itu kalau misalnya dia itu if someone works in a very poor condition, like there are so many dust, and then the place is very hot, it has like smoke, very dirty, it's not hygiene, and then the pay is very low, it's unethical. Jadinya itu kalau misalnya ada seorang yang kerja gitu ya, di tempatnya itu sudah bobrok, udah gitu banyak asap, sangat kotor, udah gitu juga the pay is very bad, jadinya itu gajinya itu sangat low ya, jadinya itu sangat rendah, itu unethical namanya. Terus resign. Nah, resign means I don't like to work in an unethical company, so I want to resign. Saya itu tidak suka untuk bekerja di tempat yang tidak etis ya, makanya saya ingin berhenti, resign, berhenti. Not working at that place anymore, so resign, berhenti. See? All of them means not or have a negative connotation. Okay, so let's see. Well, you can see, if you still remember, there are others, right? Uncomfortable itu artinya itu kan tidak nyaman, ya. See, dissimilar, tidak sama. Unjust, tidak. How do you say it? Unjust. Oh, tidak adil, ya. Inconvenient. Ini nggak convenient deh buat saya. Tidak. Inconvenient itu kayak difficult, ya. Is it convenient for you to come? I'm sorry, it's really not convenient, like inconvenient. Saya tidak merasa bisa gitu. Saya susah untuk datang begitu. And then disloyal, tidak loyal, ya. Jadinya itu tidak loyal is setia, ya, tidak setia begitu. As you can see, it's most of them are like have a negative connotation, right? This, and as you can see, the examples already like show that most of the prefixes that you're going to see are just what he said, right? This one. In, this, on, and re. Okay. Yeah. And then these are more prefixes. But the ones that we just discussed are the most common one. But because it's also like listed here, these ones are probably also common for you to know. Like re is again or back. Oh yeah, re also have a different meaning besides the negative one. Jadinya tuh selain yang negative one itu yang artinya not itu, re itu juga ada yang artinya lainnya again or back. Nah, retype, reread, replace, rewind. Right? Retype itu kan diketik lagi ya, reread dibaca lagi, replace diganti ya, rewind itu it's usually for if you are watching a video. You can say if you want to re-watch it again, re-watch. Kalau kalian mau nonton lagi itu juga bisa dibilang rewind. Jadi kan diputar ke belakang, begitu. Okay. And then our last one is suffix, kata yang ada di belakang. Okay, let's see here. See this one.
Teacher favorites. Hi, JamesEngvid. Looking for buzzword stuff because you know we have so much here for you. But before I forget, I can't do my job without my favorite pal in the world, Mr. And this lesson today, actually, guys, it's sort of a lesson that we did before. It's the second part. I didn't say it was a second part, but it is. You'll go back, if you go to English, you can see the lesson on prefixes, which, funny enough, is the beginning of the word, and this is the end of the word, which are called suffixes. Let's start from the beginning. What are suffixes? Let's go to the word. a suffix. Suf means, this part of the word here actually means under. It means under or lower. Why? When we did prefixes, prefixes meant before, which meant you put 2, 3, or 5 letters in front of a word. And that actually changed the meaning of the word. If you remember, if we did do and redo, they're not the same meaning. Do one time, redo means start again. When we do suffixes, a suffix goes on the end of them. And I'm going to try and explain this by going here first. Grammar suffixes. You've seen these before. S, ED, and ING. When we have S, you know, if you see a pronoun S, like, a verb, I should say. She is, goes, he goes. You know, by seeing the S on the end of that verb, that verb is taking on a third person singular. In other words, it's talking about a person we don't know, right? And it's a singular person. So that's the grammar suffix.
Okay. Before he move on, so he says that in the suffix is the ending of word. Jadinya kan seperti yang kalau tadi itu prefix itu kan awalan ya. Kalau misalnya suffix itu ada di akhir. Itself means under. So suff is actually a prefix too. Okay. And then he also said about how you are going to, in the prefix, it's a little bit different, probably. No, from the prefix, you already know that it changed the meaning of the word, right? In root words, we talk about how certain words have certain meaning, and you can try to guess the meaning of like a full word from the root word. Jadinya kan kalau misalnya di root itu kita di kata root kita kan sudah membicarakan tentang bagaimana kalau misalnya annotate text. So in root, we have talked about how to make, how knowing the word will the root meaning will enable you to know words. Jadi kan kita waktu belajar tentang mendiskusikan tentang root ini, kita kan sudah membicarakan bagaimana kalau misalnya mengetahui meaningnya, artinya dari root word itu akan membuat kamu bisa enable, ya, bisa kamu tuh enable. And is also a prefix. Able itu bisa, okay? Enable you to know the meaning of words. Jadinya itu bisa membuat kamu itu mengetahui meaning of words itu. Mungkin ya. Secara garis besar begitu ceritanya. And kalau waktu di prefix, kalian itu juga in prefix belajar ya. In prefix, we have discussed how adding word can change meaning certain word, as you can see. Jadi di prefix ya, kata awalan, kita sudah mendiskusikan bagaimana kalau misalnya kita itu add suatu kata awalan itu dapat merubah meaning, kan, merubah arti dari suatu kata tertentu, ya kan? Kayak yang makanya itu root words itu kita tidak bisa, walaupun kita mengetahui artinya, tapi kita tidak bisa terkadang tidak bisa menebak arti dari sebuah kata. Like, let me stop my share and give you the example back. Okay. See? Because karena ini kan udah ditambahin dengan suffix, right? Where is that? This one, see, this respect. This is a suffix, right? This is suffix. No, this is prefix. This is prefix, sorry. Prefix. It's prefix. That's why you were unable to really guess, even though this spect means see or look, walaupun spect itu maksudnya itu adalah untuk melihat atau mencari, ya, you cannot really guess about the meaning. Kalian kan nggak bisa untuk menebak gitu kan artinya itu apa dari artian dari root words ini, karena adding prefix, right, or suffix, ed, as what James has said, like s, ed, and ing, yang tadi itu grammar. Let me show you this grammar suffix, see, s, ed, and ing. Ini kan grammar suffix ya. S itu kalau misalnya kayak ada di verb, for example, text, okay. Walks around the yard, walks, right? Ini have S because he is a single. It's a single pronoun. It's a third person pronoun, but it's not like a we or they. If it's we or they, it's going to change, like they walk around the yard. You cannot use S if there are many person. Kalau misalnya orang yang lebih dari satu, nggak boleh pakai S. But if only one person jumlahnya, you need to use S, right? Like that. It's a grammatical thing. And then ed, ing is also like that. Let's just change. He walked around the yard. They walked around the yard. It's a past tense, right? Yang tadi itu yang walks and walk itu present tense. Jadi, he walked around the yard this morning. For example, morning. Mereka itu jadinya berjalannya pagi ini gitu. And then He, if it's walking, itu jadinya itu lain lagi. He is walking. Ini harus pakai to be jadinya. Ini adalah they are walking. They are, sorry, walking around the yard this morning. Ini adalah sesuatu yang masih itu ya terjadi. They're walking around the yard this morning. Present continuous tense. The present continuous tense. Okay, and then what else? Let's just, okay. I just want to talk, clear electronics. Okay, I just want to talk about why, right? Kenapa kalau misalnya root words you cannot really guess the meaning of certain words. Karena kan kalau misalnya ditambahin prefix or suffix, the meaning change. The meaningnya itu kan berubah karena ditambahin dari kata awalan atau kata belakang. Begitu kira-kira. Okay, let's move on. Okay.
One letter X. And when you see neon, you know that means visible verbs in the past. I watch TV all the time. I watched television last night. I stopped my car in front of the house. This is something that happened in the past, not now.
Yeah, he just gave you many more examples about ed. This ed here about sentences about something that happened in the past. Jadinya itu dia kan cuma kasih example ya, stopped and then watched last night.
The third grammar that you're familiar with, Img, you're used for gerunds. And you know the gerund has three uses. It's either a present participle, working, talking, singing, an adjective, climbing, tree, or explaining, or just a noun. Okay. Yeah, I know. All end in ing, but they have three different functions. Well, these are the suffixes.
Okay, so he explained about gerund. It's something that we are going to discuss too. Jadi dia menjelaskan tentang gerund ya, tentang kalau misalnya like a verb or word can be added with ing, and then it's going to change the meaning to either to become gerund. It's going to become an adjective or noun. Jadi itu kalau misalnya ada words yang kalau misalnya ditambahin ing itu berfungsi sebagai gerund, sebagai adjective atau sebagai noun. Begitu. But we're going to discuss it later when we are learning about adjective. So let's just skip it. Let's just skip it for now, okay? Jadinya itu kalau misalnya kita akan belajar tentang gerund, tapi nanti pas waktu kita belajar adjective. So we're going to just skip it for now, okay?
Letters at the end of the word that change the clause or the verb function, you might say, or the grammar function, but it doesn't actually change the word. Swim, swimming, similar. Now, how do I explain this? Well, when we do this, we do the same thing here, which is grammar specifically. But now we can change word clause. And what I mean is going from this is just changing a verb. We're actually going to change the clause from maybe a noun to an adjective. Over that. Okay? With me so far? It's easy. We're going to add a few letters at the end of the word, and we'll change what type of word is it. Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adverb? Is it an adjective? That's it. By doing these, adding some of these, that's how we do it in English. Excuse me. So, let's take a look. These are the top three that you'll find in English. last video.
Okay, so he is like trying to introduce you about the 3 most used suffix in English besides the grammar ending one. Jadinya itu kan kalau misalnya grammar ending itu kan s, ed, and ing, right? Nah, kalau misalnya is suffix ini, so he also said grammar ending usually change verb. Jadinya kalau misalnya grammar ending itu untuk merubah verb menjadi suatu arti yang lain gitu. But for the suffix, it can change more, not just verb. Begitu. Bisa adverb, bisa noun. Adverb is ya itu ya kata keterangan dari kata kerja, verb, and then noun is ya noun. Yeah, like that. Kira-kira, and the 3 are meant, ends, and able or able. Yeah, let's just see.
The end of the video, I told you like we don't use these for 95%, so I'll fix this now. These are the most common, and what I mean by common is most useful for you. There are many other suffixes, but these are most useful for you to kind of figure out or understand words that you'll see, because this will tell you what's basically the meaning. So I'm going to help you with what the meaning is and how it changes it. So you can look at words and kind of go, okay, this must be a noun. If I see this ending, this must be an adjective. So it's going to work. Mr. E, help me with the clause. Joke. So you're the clause now, and we're clause. Anyway, first one we're going to look at is ment. M-E-N-T. Government, improvement, right? When we add M-E-N-T to the end of a word, it's used to make nouns. So what you'll see is this added to a word becomes a noun, okay? And what does it mean? Well, it means an action or a process, okay? So when we talk about governance, you think, okay, now it's the people, like the President Obama, President Reagan, Prime Minister Harper. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, it's a process. So when we talk about government, is helping the people. That's what they do when they govern. When we put ment in, we talk about the institution or the group of people that help the people. Cool. So governing the verb means to help the people. Government is the group of people or institution of people that help the people. That's one example. But let's look here, okay? So it's a process or an action, which is what happens.
Okay, so the first thing that you need to know meant if you have like you encounter a word and then the ending of that word is meant, okay, M-E-N-T. Kalau misalnya kamu itu menemukan suatu kata kayak gitu belakangnya itu M-E-N-T kayak gini, usually it's going to be noun. Jadinya itu pasti kata benda, begitu kira-kira. And the example here is government. Jadinya itu meant meaning is used to make, ya, government used to make nouns, okay? Jadinya itu government itu adalah sekelompok orang yang akan itu kan apa namanya, yang mengepalai atau mengurusi suatu negara, begitu. Right? It's a group of people that manage the country, a country, begitu. And then it has a meaning of action, of process, of something specific. Okay.
A verb and adding this thing to make it a noun, something we can touch. Okay. I'm going to give you a word you've probably heard before. Hopefully, you don't have many of them, but you know what they are. Argue. To argue something as a verb means to try to prove something is true, or when two people fight, but not physically, verbal, they fight with each other, like forth, or you say you give an argument. What you think is true is your argument. We also do an essay, it's a paper, they call it a thesis. But what is your argument? Your idea is true, that you want to compete or fight with other people. That's a process, right? I say, you say, you say, you say. Okay? So it's the process of action, not agreeing with each other.
Oh, okay. So the meaning of month is like an action process of an act of specific kind. Jadi itu maksudnya itu kan proses ya. So probably what he meant is by government is govern is to manage, you know. Jadinya itu govern itu maksudnya itu kan untuk mengatur, ya. And when you say month, it become a noun because it's so govern is verb, and then when you add month, it becomes a noun because it's a group of people who manage something. And then argue is a verb, and then you add month, so argument, it becomes a noun because it's an idea. Jadinya argument is like the resulting of the, like we can say I have an argument with Nisa. Saya punya itu apa namanya, kayak sedang berselisih gitu dengan Nisa. Argument is I have, the have one, it becomes a verb. So the argument must not be a verb, right? It becomes a noun. Karena apa yang itu yang kalian, okay, let me write it down so it makes sense. Okay, so I, right, is the subject. This is the pronoun, right? I itu pronounnya kan, subject. Have is a verb, jadi kata kerjanya. Memiliki ya. Saya punya argumen, saya ada selisih gitu. An argument. Argument. Sorry for the mistype. This is also how you know it's a noun. When you have an article. Jadi an, and an, ya. A dog, wallet. Ini kan dompet ya. Sebuah dompet. An argument, sebuah argumen. With Nisa, dengan Nisa. Ini juga bisa menjadi suatu like clue, petunjuk bahwa dia adalah noun. Because wallet, dompet, is a noun, right? Itu kata benda kan? Oh, is an article. That's why. And I just want to remind you, it's an because this is a vowel. Jadinya ini kan katanya itu kan huruf hidup ya, vowel. Makanya dari itu dia harus pakai an. If it's not, ya kalau misalnya dia itu bukan huruf hidup, it's not vowel, you have to use a. I don't think there's an exceptions, but I will get back to you on that. Okay, so clear? Okay, let's move on.
Or a verb of fight. So then you're saying, well, what is an argument? Well, an argument is, as I said, it could be just that, an idea that you say, I think this is true. This is my argument, my thought. So you're not actually doing it. That's the argument. Or you can have that verbal fight. You say you're having an argument because it's a process. It's ongoing. They're doing it. And you can see the fight. You should wear blue socks. Right? That's a verbal fight. You say, but it's an argument. It's one form of communication. And it's
yeah, the way he says it, it's the argument is a process or action, because we can see it's a verbal. He said that it's a verbal fight. Jadinya itu dia mengatakan kalau misalnya argument itu adalah noun, karena itu kan meant itu sesuai dengan kata meant-nya itu kan proses kan. Dia itu jadinya itu kan sedang berargumen gitu kan dengan seseorang. Like I have an argument with Nisa. Saya kan sedang berargumen sama Nisa kan. Terus dia itu juga misalnya saya itu like having verbal fight. He said like I don't like to use this, but you have to use this one. It's cheaper. Kan saya nggak suka pakai yang ini, tapi kamu harus pakai yang ini, lebih murah soalnya. Everyone can actually see it, right? If we are having a fight. So that's why it's tangible. Itu kan nyata, kan sesuatu yang nyata bisa dilihat, bisa kalian dengar juga. That's why it's a noun. Okay?
a particular form of that. Okay. So here's a process. An argument is when one group of people are fighting. Yeah, you want to. All right.
And if you remember from our abstract noun, right? Kalau kalian masih ingat tentang abstract noun, we have like anger and beauty. That's an abstract noun, right? It's an idea of things. It could be a noun. Kan noun juga bisa ada sesuatu yang abstrak, seperti itu yang kata tentang perasaan gitu kan?
What else do we say? I'll give you another one. Encourage. Encourage. It comes from the French. And to put in courage from the heart, right? So you encourage somebody, you motivate them. And to motivate them is to say and do things to make them feel that they can do it. As a woman would say, yes, we can. Okay, you can too. In English. Okay, so.
Okay, another like example he said is an encouragement. Jadinya itu menyemangati, ya. Encourage is semangat. Encourage, mendorong. Encouragement, menyemangati. Begitu. The process, ya kan, kita kan giving encouragement to someone. Jadinya sample my mother is giving me encouragement to move to another province. Nah, like jadinya ibu saya memberikan saya, mendorong saya, kan, mendorong saya. It's like a process, right? Encouragement is not something that you just give. Encouragement, jadinya kan kalau misalnya encourage itu kan mendorong ya. Encouragement itu kan bukannya kalau kita mau mendorong seseorang untuk melakukan sesuatu, right? For example, to move to another province. It's not an easy thing, right? It needs a process. So there's going to be several encouragement going to be administered. Jadinya kan pasti akan ada beberapa dorongan-dorongan yang harus dilakukan. Kan itu kan bukannya sesuatu hal yang mudah kan untuk membuat seseorang itu menjadi lebih, entah dia percaya diri, like have confidence with themselves, or to make someone become more diligent, untuk membuat seseorang lebih rajin, itu kan butuh proses, right? That's why encouragement. Okay, annotate clear drawings. Okay.
Encourage somebody, right? You say, "Hey, you can do it! Come on, yay!" Encourage. Now, that's the verb. Encouragement may be what you do. So, are you going to encourage your son to go to law school? Well, yeah. Well, what are you going to give him for encouragement? Will it be words? Will it be a book? Will it be the money? The money.
Okay, he says about like encouragement is the tangible things, right? Like what I said, like my mother is giving me encouragement, usually in form of words. Jadinya itu kan kayak ada suatu yang nyatanya gitu kan, untuk mendorong seseorang itu melakukan sesuatu. Begitu. In here, his example is about how are you going to encourage your son to go to like a law school. Jadi kan bagaimana caranya Anda akan mendorong anak Anda untuk pergi ke sekolah yang untuk law, hukum, sekolah hukum. He said, are you going to give words, ya kan? Apakah akan memberikan kata ujangan, or money, atau uang gitu kan ceritanya. Gitu.
Money, yeah, money, that encourages people, get motivated. So an encouragement would be the similar, but like it would be, encouragement could be the words you give to someone to make them want to do it, or something you give them, like a book or a pen, right? And to encourage is the word. So that's another example of how bent is used to show, right, a process or action. That was number one. Let's go down. Let's read it. Ready for ends. Sometimes ends has it. I put a little e there because it might be this. It might look like this. Okay. Now this is because there's a Latin. It comes from the Latin language, and there isn't really a rule I can give you to tell you why ends or ends. And I'm very sorry about that. I did look human, but you should be aware it can be spelled either this way or that way. Okay. Once again, similar to ends, it's used to make nouns. And the meaning is also similar, very similar. Because especially when we do nouns, a lot of nouns just describe action. Huh? Well, when we say something like law, the lawyer wants to be practicing law. A lawyer is the person that practices. See, that's another suffix. ER usually means person or thing that does something. So it's not a surprise that we add these suffixes on, and they come from actions or processes, depending where you live. All right. So in this case, we're going to look at this one. This one is used to make action or process, but it also talks about a state or quality. I picked this very weird word for a reason, because it expresses a state or quality. I didn't want to talk about action or process. I wanted to show you this, because for some of you, you're going to say, teacher, what is a state or a quality? A state is, think of love. When you love someone, it's not an action you do, but it's where you exist. Now we're getting very deep. Philosophy. That's it. They want philosophy. All right, anyway. So when I needed a word to show you this. Now, for some of you, if you're religious, or if not religious, you love your sports stars, right? Like Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. revere them, or even political leaders or generals, right? Hold them in great esteem, revere, meaning respect. You hold them, you give them great respect. You can say you revere something, or even an idea, freedom. I'm God, I'm going crazy. All right. But when we add reverence for something, all right, it's the quality of having this belief or this great respect for something. So revere is to have great respect. Reverence is to be in the state of having it for something or someone. You know, show reverence for the flag. So you see the flag every time you salute. Wait for a second for all the people who fight for the flag. Yes, right. Show your reverence, a state of respect. Okay.
Okay, so the other common suffix that you're going to find is apparently ance or ence, jadinya A-N-C-E or E-N-C-E, meaning quality or state. Jadinya itu artinya itu maksudnya adalah suatu keadaan, state of being. A situation, condition, a status. Kayak kalau misalnya if you play a game and then you have your status is like low energy, low EXP, like that. And then the example is referee. Referee is like menghormati ya, tapi kayak lebih dari itu, kayak sangat menghormati gitu. That's why his example is about a president and also like a very famous sportsman. Jadinya itu makanya kan example-nya dia ke president. Like we all respect our president, right? And then if we idolize someone, kalau misalnya kita itu punya itu apa namanya fans gitu kan, dengan seseorang gitu kan, apakah entah dia itu sport kayak dia itu yang olahragawan gitu kan, you can say that if you really respect them so much, you can say reverence. Jadi begitu. Sangat, they can great respect. It's as he said, great respect, reverence. And then another is deference. Deference. It means yang ini. Wait. It's this one. Deference. Another example, right? As you can see, it's using E-N-C-E. This one, not A-N-C-E. Deference. It means like, it's also the same, like rasa hormat ya. Like, but for, I don't think it has like a different meaning with reference, but I do think that it has a little bit of different vibe. Like, I feel that, no, it's probably the same, because reference, I usually use it to about if you are worshiping God. Jadinya tuh reference itu biasanya tuh kalau misalnya kalian itu beragama ya dan juga percaya dengan Tuhan gitu kan, itu you can say reference, but you can also say deference. Deference. He addressed her with deference due to age. Jadi maksudnya itu dia itu menghormati ya, menghormati dia laki-laki, menghormati dia perempuan karena umur perempuan ini begitu. Maksudnya umur perempuannya itu lebih tua begitu. Deference, it's more like that. That's why I think reverence is more about worshiping God. Like more like about spiritual world. Example. Like Balinese hold that their tradition in reverence, like that. It's more of spiritual sense than deference is more about like people. Jadi kalau misalnya reverence itu kan maksudnya kayak state kita secara spiritual ya, kondisi kita secara spiritual. Kalau misalnya deference itu lebih kayak aksi kita begitu, kira-kira. In my opinion. Okay. So.
You like that one? Me too. There's another one called deference and defer. I'll do it quickly. Or, so I will listen to you. Showing deference is here. I listen to you. Not related, okay? Not related. But I wanted to show you something a little bit different. I've shown you how meant and acts change words into nouns. And I don't want you to think that this is all what suffixes do. But I gave you two strong cases to help you remember this is what they're going to generally do. But I have one more case. And this is able and able.
Okay, I forgot to say that meant and also ans or ans is going to, it's used to make noun. Jadinya itu kata yang ditambah belakang itu dengan meant atau ans or ans itu kebanyakan rata-rata akan menjadi noun. Kata kerja. Kata benda. Begitu. Okay?
But what they do is something different. When they're used at the end as a suffix, they create adjectives. They make a word an adjective. And in the specific case of what I want to talk about is how they change a word into making something worthy, which means it is good. It's good for, but if you're worth something, it has value. When something is worthy, it has value enough for something. If somebody is worthy of you or worthy for you, basically what we're saying is they have enough value that you can maintain a relationship with them. If you say this is not worthy of me, it does not have enough value that we should be together. Okay? Or good for you. So if I may, if you can give me a second, I want to do this last one before we move, right? Let's talk about the word love. Love is deep.
Okay, so I'm just going to explain to you. Yeah, the last one is able or able. Jadinya itu able or able. Jadi itu kalau misalnya ada mereka berdua ini di belakang suatu kata at the end of word, it's going to be adjective. Jadinya itu akan menjadi adjective. Jadinya kata keterangan kata benda. Okay. And it means worthy or good for. Worthy itu kan jadinya itu kayak berharga ya, atau good for itu baik untuk, begitu. And then the example here is lovable. Lovable, it means that dia itu sangat itu bisa dicintai gitu loh. Kita semua orang banyak menyukainya gitu. Likeable. And then other valuable, jadi itu sangat berharga gitu kan, worthy. And then for able, able here actually from the words, okay, I'm going to write it down. Example is likeable, then valuable, worthy ya, worthy, enjoyable, itu menyenangkan ya. Right, good for. Enjoyable is like if you are enjoying something, kalau misalnya kamu itu kan you like playing games, misalnya suka main game ya, it's enjoyable, ya kan? It's good for something, right? Itu kan maksudnya kalau misalnya main game itu kan, for example, to wind down because you are stressed from your study. Misalnya kalau kalian lagi stress dengan belajarnya kalian, you want to wind down. Jadi kan mau kayak beristirahat sejenak. It's going to be enjoyable to play games or listening to music or watching YouTube videos. Okay, examples like that. And then for able, it's the opposite actually. It kind of have a negative connotation from the word that I remember for like gullible. How do you say it? Gullible. It means like mudah tertipu. Now, someone that is very, you can say, naive, ya, mudah dibodohi. Like that. And then invaluable. Invaluable means actually perfect. So it's worthy actually. See, able, right? It means perfect. So it's actually mostly going to have a meaning of worthy or good for. But there are going to be cases like gullible, or like that's what it is. Okay, clear. Then we're going to move to the last one. And here. Suffixes. ER or usually going to be about a person. It's the same like what we have talked about in the root words. See, it's going to become a person noun. We have talked about that before. And then EST is also for people in politics, belief, ideologist. Zebronism. It's an Zebronism is the military, right? That we just discussed about the military discouraging people from the military to have Zebronism atau untuk menyalahgunakan ke otoritasnya mereka ya. It's a belief, right? It's an ideology. Okay. Marxism, Buddhism, journalism, analysis, physics, theorist. Okay. Yes, it is. Ness used to make noun from adjective. Oh. So, what has written? Goodness, readiness, forgetfulness, happiness, sadness, weakness. Jadinya it's to make noun from adjective. Jadinya like good is adjective, ready is adjective, forget adjective, happy is adjective, but it's also an abstract noun. Okay, interesting. Sad is also an abstract noun, but it's adjective too, because it's like weak. It's also okay. Let me see. Stop share. Share screen. Let me see. My goodness. Sorry about that. The happy is okay. So apparently, happy is like a noun. Happiness is the noun and happy is the adjective. And so sad is also, then why angry is, okay, angry is the, it is noun or verb. Anger is a noun. Angry is an abstract noun as it denotes feeling. Okay. The adjective of angry. Enraged, resentful, offended, passionate, irritated, upset, bitter, annoyed. Okay. Okay. At least now we know. Okay, so sad is also an adjective and sadness is the noun. Weakness is a noun. Okay. Then what else? To make noun from verb. Yeah, complication, pollute, pollution, reduction, alter, alteration, donate, donation, admission, admit. Okay. Adjective, suffix. Able with verb meaning can be done. Oh yeah, this is the one that we just discussed from the video, right? Able from verb and drinkable, washable, readable, recognizable, countable, forgivable. Verb modernize, commercialize, industrialize. Okay, another noun. T is also noun, hood, abstract noun. We have adjectives. Ify, beautify, purify, terrify, verbs. Oh, so most of the suffixes is going to change word excite. It's the original word. Excitement become noun. Enjoy, enjoyment. Okay. If you remember, enjoy can also be enjoyable. Replacement is a noun. It can also be replaceable. Bisa dipindahkan. So it also have the meaning of can be done. Readable, ya kan bisa dibaca. Recognizable bisa kamu bisa mengetahuinya gitu kan, recognizable. How do you say recognizable? Recognizable. Mengenali. My goodness. Countable bisa dihitung, forgivable bisa dimaafkan. Ya, blah, blah. Yes, so you know, we are going to talk a little bit, okay? So, just a little bit of review. So, root is word is an original word, okay? That which its meaning can help us know the meaning of words we don't recognize. Jadinya root itu adalah original word yang derived mostly from Latin. Ya, jadi kan dia itu original word yang biasanya tuh dari bahasa Latin. Yang meaningnya dari original word itu ya bisa membantu kita untuk menebak, right? Menebak meaning of the words yang bisa membantu kita untuk menebak sesuatu arti dari suatu kata walaupun dia itu sudah ditambahkan sesuatu. But prefix is word added at beginning of certain word that could change the meaning word after combined. Begitu. Jadi, kalau misalnya prefix itu adalah word yang kalau misalnya di add, jadi kalau misalnya ditambah pada beginning, di depan suatu kata ya, itu bisa merubah kata tersebut menjadi suatu arti yang lain. That's why there are root words that did not make sense, even though you already know the meaning of that word. Like, for example, like the root word is example port, right? Meaning to carry. Port. Taking, buying goods from, item from other country, export, selling item to other country. So you can see, port is to carry, right? Ini kan sesuatu yang untuk untuk membawa sesuatu, right? Tapi karena ditambah im di depannya nih, import, itu jadinya menjadi buying items to other country, jadinya itu jadinya ada tambahan sesuatunya gitu kan. Jadi kan bukannya cuma untuk membawa barang aja, bukannya cuma membawa, tapi membawa barang dari negara lain ke dalam negara kita, begitu kan, ada tambahannya gitu kan. Dan ekspor juga begitu kan. Dan juga ada juga yang katanya benar-benar ini kan kalau misalnya bisa ditebak ya. Tapi ada juga yang benar-benar tidak make sense. Jadinya kan, walaupun katanya itu bisa, itu apa sebenarnya bisa sama, like clear, like this one. This one, duct, to lead, educated. Ini kan went to school, benar-benar sama sekali nggak mirip kan? Ini kan karena sudah ditambahkan belakangnya nih suffix, ya kan? Karena suffix itu juga sama kan? Suffix itu juga untuk menambahkan, to add, kan? Suffix is a word added at the end and change the meaning of original word. Ya kan? Itu kan suffix itu kan word yang di belakang kan, ditambahin di belakang suatu kata dan dia akan merubah juga artinya kan. Ini kan artinya sebenarnya lead, duct-nya ini. Tapi kan karena jadi tambah educated, ya kan? Jadinya ditambahin suffix ini berubah kan artinya. But suffix is more than in prefix. Jadinya kalau misalnya kita itu bicara suffix tadi itu kan a little bit different from prefix, right? There are grammar suffix, yeah, s, ed, and ing. And then there's also the suffix that's completely changed, right? The month, and then ens or chance and able or able. Right. The most common one, right? Yang paling commonnya itu, yang biasanya itu, yang chance ini akan berubah menjadi noun, dan able or able akan berubah menjadi adjective. But it's also makes sense, like as you can see in the examples from this book. See, most of them, even though it's like et, hood, ship, it's all noun, right? Noun, noun, abstract noun, or adjectives, right? Like if, all, os, full, less, if, I, and this one is able, changing words into adjective. Okay, so please do the exercise as we've always done. And then I'm going to make another video that I hope you will watch. Nah, saya akan buat video satu lagi ya, yang kamu harus nonton sih. You must watch that because it's about our midterm exam. Jadinya itu ini tentang exam kita nanti ya, karena it's already meeting 6 now, and our midterm is on meeting 8. So next Wednesday, actually, and in that video, I'm going to talk about what we are going to do for midterm exams. So please watch that after I upload it, okay? Okay then, thank you very much for listening for today's session, and I will see you next week.